Daylight.
I'm just saying I'm not going to sing because it's terrible.
Of course not. You're some kind of you're European. You
we're live.
So what you're saying is you would have been the party people live.
Stop singing. Very unpatriotic.
Who are we getting feedback from?
Which one of your rookies has got your YouTube on?
That's Rich.
Rich.
Shamey.
You get out of here.
There you go.
You shamed him right out of the camp.
You booted him. You done showed him the door. You pulled a rogue call and done showed him the door. Ain't that right, George?
What's that saying? Shame.
Bring it back in.
Shame.
Better not screw anything up.
You fool me once. There's shame or shame on me.
Can't fool me twice. Come here.
Look who's bad.
Don't know why.
Some guy from West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Texas,
Blue Ridge
West Virginia,
Mountains, Shenandoah River.
I'm still not going to sing.
Boo. Boo, I say.
Don't worry, you're safe. That was last night.
Yeah,
The new British invasion.
it would be terrible. It
Hey,
really,
if you'd have been there, we would make you sing the Beatles.
well,
The Ethels.
The Beatles.
All right.
The Beatles.
All these Beatles you took off.
Now,
Are live.
oh,
Hello, YouTubes. This is the closer. We are late, but we're going to try and make it up tomorrow. We're going to do a little show here, a little free for all. It's just bullshit session, maybe. And then possibly tomorrow night, if nobody else is live, I might try and go live again for a little bit. So we'll see. Tomorrow's Every Second Matters too, which is cool. Well, actually, it's Every Second Matters right now. So there you go. Every second.
Only to you East Coast elitists.
Right. We get it. We get it first.
The real sense of
Best.
we're in the now. You're in the past. So
I can't even read that up.
yeah, I don't know.
Hold on.
Help me.
Nope.
Oh, it doesn't have the date on it. That could have been written weeks ago.
Yes. Yeah.
We don't know.
Sorry, we're gonna have to. We need a picture of you with all your third-gen Smiths and a copy of today's paper. So for midnights, you're gonna need Monday paper. For mine, you're gonna need the Sunday paper.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Hey, Gizzard's got a fork on a stick. Fork on a
His
stick.
chicken scratcher.
Scratcher?
Butt scratcher. Butt scratcher.
Back scratcher.
Butt scratcher. Butt scratcher.
Oh,
I'm Porky Piggin, so you might want to be careful where you put that thing.
Woo!
Oh, look, Bloke is 80 years old.
He's got one too. He got the right idea, didn't he?
This is actually my father's.
We got Johnny's drama llama at the amusement park today. Woo! It's like gun drama Johnny, and Obnoxious AR had a kid.
Yeah.
Now, Midnight, when you squeeze that, does it yell, "Taste the rainbow, bitches"?
No, it doesn't do anything, actually. It's nice and soft.
So much like Obnoxious's head, it's nice and soft.
Yeah, it's nice and soft.
Makes me lose my mind. Up in here.
Woo!
I'm still not singing. It's just not happening.
Bloke, do we need to get you a nice pint?
It'd have to be at least 3 or 4 before I start singing.
Yeah, you should have some
I
sort
was
of.
going to say 5.
What if it's 15%?
Ooh, now we're talking 2 then.
Give him a bottle of Utopia. It's going to be fine.
Song about a goat and a couple of sailors or something catchy, maybe. I don't know.
So I tried singing once, and it was at a friend's party, and it was on one of those jukebox things, and it was terrible. They left. Everybody left. They just left.
I've heard you're not supposed to rock the jukebox.
Don't rock the jukebox. I want to hear some Jones.
That's better than
Mine.
Snob.
I put my AR up there with
Ready?
the rest of my classy guns.
Not every
Look
song
at
is the same song with different words.
George Jones.
Love you too, dead horse.
Oh, did you actually just reach through your screen and grab that from him? That's
I did.
No.
Now you look at him
Down,
on the screen.
down.
That's stupid.
Down.
We could do this simultaneously.
down,
Hold
down.
on. You put it up to me and I'll grab it.
Oh, hey.
Whoa, hey, what?
I mean,
That's magic.
No,
Uh-huh.
down. Bad. No breaking the fourth wall. We gotta pay extra on StreamYard for that shit.
I got Gun Snoz and Jan is gay says hello out there.
Hello.
Snoz.
Well, hello there.
So what happened today? I was super out of the loop today, man. Father-in-law came up and we went to the old amusement park and put in like an 11-hour day there. Put some miles on the sneakers, boy. I'll tell you what. We did some walking, and I'm sick on top of it. So I almost died like 3 times, I think. Pushing the stroller up the hill. I know there was 1 or 2 times where my wife looked back at me. I was pushing the stroller up the hill, and she's like, "You all right?" And I was like, I think I
Yeah,
had a
just
stroke.
don't take the stroll away from me. I need it for balance.
Yeah, exactly.
The fucking cart in Walmart, you know. Wife wants to take the shopping cart from you, and you're pushing me like, leave that cart right where it's at.
Yeah, yeah. I almost tapped out twice. There was two distinct points of the day where I was like, I think that's all I got. I'm ready to throw in the towel. I have bronchitis and I'm wheezing, and oh my god, it felt horrible. But it was a good day. So he rode a ton of rides and played a bunch of games. And, yeah, we had a good day. But yeah, so it was. I think park closed at 10. We were there till about 10 after 10. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to make it on time. So what happened today? Anything? Matt was live. Yankee was live. Rich
I was live.
Show. Yeah, Giz had a show this morning. Yeah. Anything interesting happen?
Snob was on there for a bit, and then he disappeared after he went to a rest stop and never came back.
Oh, is he still there?
Rest in peace, Snob.
I think he made it home. He had to make a trip to go get wieners in Dallas.
I believe it.
Well,
Hey, man, don't make fun of him. I mean that
Well, it's for his wife.
that group whacked out Willie and his whistling knees is hard to beat.
Do you think he picked up some Fig Newtons?
Oh, he probably picked some pigs, all right.
yeah, he chills for Fig Newtons, man. Come on.
Well, it's been nice knowing you, Snob. It's just probably got slaughtered and ended up in the back of a semi heading to California or something.
Ladies and gentlemen and gents of all ages, we would like to put out a public service announcement. Please do not eat the roller dogs at Buc-ee's, as they may or may not contain the remains of a man named Snob.
Speaking of slaughter, did you hear? Did you see reports of that retired Marine that got red flagged?
I saw something about it on the Instagrams.
Because of some shit he said about Antifa.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Snob, that would have to be the closest you've ever been to a bar of soap, then.
Let me try and pull it up here.
Are you assuming that bar is that soap shape and gender there, Finey? It could be liquid soap.
I said a bar of soap.
Yeah, and you don't know the type of soap that was. You're assuming that soap's gender.
Gender is not type, and type is not gender.
Hey,
Soap is asexual. It reproduces by cutting itself in half.
Hey, Midnight, do you mind if I make an announcement real quick? Yes, ma'am.
Well, who the hell's show is this? Of course you can.
Oh,
All right, so officially tomorrow, the suppressor entry starts, and you will have 30 days to enter. At the end of 30 days, so October 2nd, it will end. My video will be posted for the CGS MOD9 suppressor. It's a $20 entry fee, and if you watch the video tomorrow, you can follow the directions and enter for that particular silencer suppressor.
Very cool.
And all the money will be going to my friend's daughter's cause. So she's out of the ICU now, and she's in therapy, but she's very limited in what she's able to do. So if you watch the video tomorrow, it'll explain everything and give you the directions.
Yeah, absolutely. So how's she doing?
She's doing better. I'll show her. He sent a picture.
Mhm.
And I'll show you a little bit here. Let's see here. So you turn on the camcorder.
Camcorder. What is this? 1989.
So that's her. Her name's Angelina.
So you said she's still an event. She's still an event though.
No. Now she is. Let's see here.
That's got to be a huge step then to get off the vent at least.
Oh yeah. Can you see that?
Awesome. Yeah.
So I mean, she still doesn't have a lot of function back, but she's definitely a lot better. There's her on the mat, and she's doing some bilateral coordination strategies. That's a therapist. That's what I do for a living. So all the money will be going to her. If you just follow the instructions on the video tomorrow on my YouTube, it'll explain everything. So it's exciting news. We don't know how much you'll regain because the myelin sheath is a very unique piece of equipment in your body, and usually the rate of growth, if it heals, is 1 millimeter per day. So say for instance she had 8 inches or 12 inches in sporadic disappearance in the myelin sheath, you're looking at least 2 to 3 years for her to gain as much function back as possible. But we don't know. It's undetermined. So the rarity of the case is 1 in 2 million. Get this. So
yeah,
it's interesting. But anyway, stay tuned for that. That's going to be tomorrow.
So what do they think the prognosis is? I mean, it seems like she's making a good progress.
Yeah,
right?
they know what it is. Initially, I thought it was viral, but it's not, because what happened was she was swimming in a lake, and within an hour, she lost function of her hands. Within 2 hours, she was flown to the ICU and intubated. So the official diagnosis is transverse myelitis.
Mm-hmm.
There's another longer name on it, but that's it for now.
Yeah. Well, good luck, man.
Yeah. So if you guys can share it and spread it on your guys' channel, that would be awesome. Yeah, that would really help them out, because unfortunately, my friend, he's a therapist like myself, but he works what is called per diem. So he when you're per diem in a nursing facility, you don't get insurance, so they have no insurance. So it's and each night at an intensive care unit's around $30,000. So she was there for 4 weeks.
Mm. You have my email. Email me, any links or, all that kind of stuff that I would need to, put in a video. We'll try and get some videos done here.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. And everybody else out there, I really appreciate it. If you can just spread the word, that would be fantastic. It's a devastating thing to treat patients that, you see on an everyday basis. But when you actually know somebody who's in it and they're close to you, it's a whole different ballpark. She's 10 years old. She's got a whole life ahead of her.
Yeah. I have a hard time with kids. I have a real hard time dealing with kids that sick kids and kids that get the short end of the stick kind of thing in life. I'm a little too soft for my own good. at times.
Yeah, it's therapy is probably my one. I feel that it's one of the most satisfying careers.
Yeah.
You really get to see the progress on people, and sometimes you don't get to see that, and that's the hard thing. You become really close with patients or clients. It depends on what setting you're in.
Sure.
You know, I'm not in the
Well,
pediatric.
you gotta. It's tough because you're trusting you're trusting somebody with the life of your kid, your child, and once you find somebody that you trust, you want them all the time too. I mean, I know, you know, my wife's in healthcare and stuff like that too. Like, I wish, and she worked in with kids a lot, and I wish, she's so good at what she does. It was the kind of thing where, like, you wish somebody like her was dealing with every kid every day, 24/7, because they would be getting like awesome care, and you could actually trust the person to, and who can you trust? You can't trust anybody with your kids nowadays.
No, it's hard. Yeah. In some of my clinical rotations, I went to a couple group homes where they had 5 or 6 children there that were either abandoned. I remember one in particular. She was a beautiful girl, man. She was about 6 years old, and what happened was it was really hard to treat. So what happened was her mother left her her stepfather in charge, and he couldn't handle her crying, so he threw her in the pool and she drowned. And they brought her back to life after 2 minutes. Yeah, and after 2 minutes, there's lack of oxygen to the brain, so she was basically a vegetable. They shouldn't have revived her, but they did.
Well, they try because they don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's cases where you hear about that where people are gone for minutes and they come back and they're okay. I guess it's just luck of the draw, I guess, how much oxygen's left in the blood and how long they can last, I guess,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I was talking to my wife. Kinky had sorry, it's chest cold. Kinky had tagged me in a video from from Georgia, not the state of Georgia, but the country of Georgia, with that woman that sliced up that kid. And they have the security video, which is right there. I mean, you couldn't. There's not a better security video possible than what they had. You know what I mean? It's amazing. But she just walks up, grabs a kid, slashes the kid across the face a couple times, goes to walk away, comes back. The mom gets in the way, and she goes for the other brother. The dad, jerks the kid out of the way, and she just goes to walk across the street. And it's just one of the. I keep playing it through my head, like seeing that and thinking like, holy shit, like they were just walking down the street with their kid, like we were today walking through the amusement park, or when we go to the mall or we go to Bass Pro Shop, we go wherever. It's like you're just we're really, really, really careful with our son. And we're always holding hands, and he's good about it. He's fine with it. Some kids pull away and they don't like to hold hands, but he's really good about it. So we're lucky we don't have to fight him on it. But they had a hold of their kid's hand, and it still happened.
Oh yeah.
And then you see, the wife and I were talking about it, and I was saying I can't believe she walked as far away from them as she did without anybody jumping her. And I guess it's shock. It's shock that's like, wait, what the hell just happened? I mean, it was a 5-second thing, and I understand that, and I guess that's 99.9% of it. Before you knew, it was all over before they really even knew what was going on. As far as they were concerned, somebody was probably just smacking their kid or something. You know what I mean? Didn't even register that it was a knife. But
Yeah.
I'm interested to see. I would like to see what happened after she started to walk away, the arrest, or if it was citizens, that took her down or whatnot. I don't know. I sure as hell know. I don't. I can't say that if I saw something like that, I don't know what I'd do. I would. If it was my kid, if it's your kid, I can totally see protecting your kid and not going after her. You know what I mean? Because you want to handle your child now that's all cut up, and you want to shield them, and and your focus is on them and not that person. But man, it'd be real easy to go lay it into her. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely. We have a defense mechanism called fight or fright. So,
Right.
The somatic system takes over, your heart rate takes over, and that's when you feel your hairs on your arms start standing up. And at that moment, it's your instincts that take over, and you're two types of people. You're either the person that runs away, or you're the person who attacks. And usually, we're not in control of that. I don't care how much training you got. It takes a lot of guts to stand up to something like that, especially seeing your child getting slashed. Or, I mean, the case happened in here, in you don't even have to go to Jordan. I remember a case in the state of Ohio when I lived there. It was a mother couldn't handle her child, and so she rolled him up in the rug, like a floor rug, and put him in the closet. The kid ended up dying. This was about, 10 years ago or so, maybe more. And it was a huge thing back then. But, I mean, how can you roll your child up in a rug and put him in a closet?
There's always something. There's horrible people out there that, and there's a lot of people out there that would love to have the ability to raise those children too. It's a really screwed up system. Somebody that can't have kids of their own, it's a very difficult system to adopt, and it's very expensive, and I think it's a shame. I think there's really great homes out there for kids that may not be able to do it after they put all them, the hardship of going through everything to get the kid, then hurts the family once they have the kid, that's a shame. But you always hear about it, and I don't know what to, you don't know what to do about it. You don't know what to think. And it's just, anytime that there's some sort of assault or some sort of something horrendous done to something or somebody, so it's innocent like that, it just eats you up. I get so sad. It makes me upset. I look at my son, he's not even 5 yet. And, you think about some of the things that people do to these kids. And, I'll be looking at him eating his cereal, eating Fruit Loops in the morning, watching cartoons. And I'm thinking, like, how could somebody do something like that to somebody, something so innocent and loving, it just, it makes you want to cry. It's really, really a shame. There's punishments that there's no punishment that really fits some of those crimes, and it's a shame.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't remember who it was that was saying that she only got like 10 years or something. Somebody was saying this is
10 years. I heard. Yep.
Yeah.
That's she shouldn't even been allowed to leave that street, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
That's something. And she was in her, I think she was like 50. So she'll get out at like 60, 62 or whatever. Then what? I mean, it's my wife brought it up. She's probably somebody that had, some sort of trauma happen in her life dealing with a child, and she felt like she needed to take it out on a child. I don't know.
Yeah, that's as bad as that nut job tranny in Australia that got originally 9 years for attacking people with an axe and had it increased to 14.
Mm.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Pfeiffer says we should also take this as a reminder that any action you take could very easily be caught on camera and be highly scrutinized later. Absolutely, 100% true. You are always being watched. You got to assume you're always being watched.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I always say when I hear about people that try and, commit some of these robberies and stuff. I'm like, how in the hell do you think you're going to get away with it? You are surrounded by cameras your whole life. You don't realize it. Are you kidding me? You're going to go into a convenience store or a bank and not have these guys that go in without disguises and shit. I'm like, are you nuts? Like, what the hell are you thinking? You are not going to get away with that, bro.
Crazy and evil don't care.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being watched right now.
I always feel
Like,
like there's someone
it's only by
watching
15
me.
It's only by 15 people, and then probably another 150 or 175 afterwards, and then YouTube in general. So, but YouTube Google don't do nothing with nothing. That's no big deal.
Yeah, plus the countless millions of generations.
It's useless unless it's Epstein in the cell with no cameras. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That is, yeah. I'm not even gonna get into Epstein. That's just it's just crazier and crazier.
Epstein. I mean, that was just a horrible tragedy that he was able to break his own neck with paper sheets. I mean, what is the world coming to?
What did the Bahamas have on the case that hit this hurricane with 220-mile-an-hour winds?
Well, that's just Trump's fault. Because Trump is racist. Sexist, homophobic, misogynistic.
Now that everybody knows, if you hurt kids, I'm okay with you being murdered. You're okay. It's okay to suicide people that hurt kids. Remarks against Antifa prompt FBI seizure of former Marines' weapons under Oregon's red flag law.
I'm not surprised.
So, wait, Oregon isn't doing their dirty work themselves or requesting the FBI do it?
I don't know. A former Marine who said at a protest that he would, quote unquote, slaughter Antifa members in self-defense if attacked, recently had his 5 weapons confiscated by FBI, according to reports. The temporary seizure came through the use of Oregon's red flag law, which allows law enforcement agencies and family members to seek a court order to have weapons taken away from an individual viewed as potentially violent. Such laws, potentially violent, there you go. Such laws are often opposed by supporters of Second Amendment gun rights. The former Marine, Shane Cofield, 32, was not charged with any crime, but surrendered 5 guns, including a fill-in-the-blank.
Fully semi-automatic.
Single Action Army?
Yeah, AR-15, according to Phil Lemon, Oregon's acting deputy state court administrator. The Washington Examiner reported.
Phil Lemon. Like Don Lemon's creepy cousin?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Which one of this guy's family members was an Antifa member living in Portland?
Yeah, I didn't read the whole article. We're going to go through it here and see if they know who.
Well, they said family members or law enforcement.
The action was reportedly prompted by remarks Cofield made in public during a demonstration outside the home of Portland, Oregon Mayor Ted Wheeler in August. If Antifa gets to the point where they start killing us, I'm gonna kill them next. Cofield told the crowd, according to the Oregonian. I'd slaughter them and have a detailed plan on how I would wipe out I'd slaughter them. And I have a detailed plan on how I would wipe out Antifa. I'm exhausted right now.
Antifa.
Easy for you to say.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm not gooder at English when I'm sleepified.
Well, you sound like you
Cofield-
need yourself a bold and refreshing Diet Beef Soda Zero Extreme. Now with 4 times the
Yeah.
caffeine and half the methamphetamine.
Yeah, and just inject taurine straight into my eye. That'll be
Or
good.
we can just saute up a nice couple of bull's testicles and get the same amount of taurine out of that.
Take what I can get. I gotta probably have a couple of them laying around anyway. Cofield previously wrote to the U.S. Rep Crenshaw.
Bull testicles?
Good luck. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I keep them kicking around every.
Snob's got like bags of them.
No. Mrs. Snob has
Yeah, they're
bags
out
of
in the
them.
field. Each bag has 2 of them.
Yeah, and they're kind of, but they're kind of a tough and leathery yet somewhat delicate bag. Plus, if you don't remove them right, you get kicked in the face.
Cofield previously wrote to U.S. Senator Crenshaw, which probably didn't do any good, a former Navy SEAL, to share his concern about Antifa and voice his support for having the group declared a terrorist organization, a step that President Trump has considered. Portland has been the site of frequent violent clashes between members of far-left Antifa and supporters of conservative groups such as Proud Boys, which is more of a drinking and loudmouth group than anything else. The mayor and the city officials have faced criticism for their handling of such events. Yeah, because they don't do anything about these assholes.
Oh, but they showed up to my house. They showed up to my house, the mayor's house, and threatened me with violence. I gotta let them do what they want me to.
You know, I watched a video. I don't know if I talked about this on this show or if I was just talking to people at work. I watched a video where this dude came into camera and put down a box. It almost looked like a pistol case. Opened it up and it had a chunk of concrete in it.
Oh yeah, that was the was it not Andy Weir? Is it the guy? That same story, or was it something that happened?
No,
Yeah.
This is different. This was later on. This is just the one recently, the more recent one. They took that big chunk of concrete and started slamming it down until it broke into smaller chunks, and they just took those big chunks of concrete and started winging them into the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's got to be dealt with, man.
I mean, if you look at the last thing in Portland, the Proud Boys had already left. Antifa stuck around and started attacking anybody that they saw walking on the streets.
Yeah, there's a lot of innocent people get assaulted just for wearing, the wrong hat, the wrong shirt, walking in the wrong spot, looking at somebody funny. It says, based on the court order, Cofield, who served 2 tours of duty in Iraq, was committed to a veterans hospital for 20 days and was barred from participating in subsequent protests in Portland. Cofield conceded that he probably appeared threatening to other people, but he never intended to cause them harm. I looked unhinged, he told the paper. I look dangerous and have the training to be dangerous. So he's kind of oh boy. I wish he would have said, I said something that I shouldn't have said, but this is the problem with red flags. Red flag laws is, I have no due process. I had no chance to defend myself, no chance to make a statement or, anything beforehand. The FBI would not comment about the case. It was unclear whether Cofield's weapons would be returned to him. Hopefully they will be, because he hasn't done anything wrong. He didn't make any threats to anybody in particular, I don't think. I think it was a generalization. And then I guess that's still wrong, but I don't know. The Oregon legislature narrowly passed the state's red flag law in 2017 with no Republican support in the House and backing from only one Republican in the Senate, Governor Kate Brown. A Democrat signed the bill into law August 15th of that year, and it took effect January 1st, 2018. So, better watch what you say. And that's the same thing we were talking about on somebody's chat last week, was the whole, I will not comply, I will not comply. It's getting That's not depending on who sees that and who's saying that / wearing that on their shirt. That's gonna start being taken as a threat. That shit is gonna be taken literally, and they're gonna the red flag laws are gonna start taking that shit and running with it. September 24th and 25th in Harrisburg, state capitol. Tuesday and Wednesday. It's the 24th, 25th, Tuesday and Wednesday. 2 rallies in opposition of red flag laws, amongst other things. So check it out if you're available. I know the Tuesday one is early in the morning. It's from like 9 to noon or something like that. And then Wednesday is a little bit later. It's like 11 to, I think. Check out Black Cat. Did a really good video on it. If you're in the area, if you can make it, please try and come and take up some seats with us. Okay. So what do you think, guys? Is this the ball rolling? You know?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this is your worst nightmare. I mean, There's nothing more to it. You don't have rights, basically. It infringes every part of the Second Amendment.
Well, not just the Second, it's also infringing on your Fourth Amendment right and your First Amendment right because they're punishing him for something he said, not something he did, not a threat that he actually made. He was saying, if they come after me, I'm going to do it like that. You know? So
that's one of the things. One of the things that sort of got me was I did not. That's the first time I read all of his statement. You know what he said, not his statement, but what he said. When I saw clips of it or snippets of it on like Instagram and stuff, which is where I heard about it, they only said that he would defend himself, and that stuff. Where he said, I'd slaughter them and I have a detailed plan on how I would wipe out Antifa. That you start getting into territory where it's like, you probably shouldn't have said that, bro. But how much of it is, how much of that is going to filter down to what people say about protecting their own homes? You know what I mean? Like somebody says, oh man, somebody breaks into my house. They better, I'm going to light them up. Somebody breaks into my house, I'm going to do this. Somebody breaks into my house, they better watch out. How many people say that? A lot of people say that. Now, the wrong person hears that, and they say, listen, this guy's looking to shoot somebody. We need to deal with this guy because he is off his rocker. Whereas, no, it has nothing to do with that. And that's where it's headed.
Yeah, we were just talking about protecting our children with forceful arm. Basically, I mean that could be taken for the red flag laws, and somebody can come take our firearms. Yeah, I think that's just injustice. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There was a situation or the Antifa morons who Portland just lets do whatever the hell they damn well please. I mean, they let Antifa take over and direct traffic. Without stopping them. I mean, they completely had Antifa saying, "No, you can't go this way. You got to go that way."
Well, and that's the thing. That's what kind of like what I mentioned earlier is the police are being told to like not deal with them, to just let it be, to just let whatever happens. And that's wrong. It's wrong. You don't allow people to break the law. You allow, if they want to gather, they want to protest. That's America. That's that's fine. That's great. That's what America's about, giving you the ability to protest and change things. It's just like I always say, if you don't like something, try and change it. Make things, change things more to the positive, and for yourself. It's great, but you got to do it within the confines of the law.
Yeah, and if you listen to the mayor of Portland, he's clearly supporting what Antifa's doing. Every time somebody questions him about violence, it's always the right-wing guys that are causing the violence. It's always the Proud Boys that are causing the violence. Whatever other group is there. It's never Antifa. Anytime somebody brings up a what about the violence Antifa does, he changes the subject. He won't answer the question.
Well, yeah, because they marched up to his house and said, hey, you're not in charge anymore. We are. If you don't do what we say, we're going to break your legs. We're going to do this shit in front of your house instead of downtown like we've been doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think people that are for the red flag laws are grossly underestimating the effect that this is going to have on the country. And not just a couple of people. I don't mean like, one or two people might get hassled. It's going to change the face of the face of how laws work, I think, across the board.
That's what they're counting on, because because it comes after people that they think are evil.
Mhm.
And make no mistake, they think gun owners are evil. They don't think we're wrong. They don't think that we're a little off. They think we're evil.
It's just bypassing the Second Amendment. That's all it's doing.
It's bypassing a lot of amendments.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well just take them out, basically.
That's the same tactic they, well, not they, but same tactic that was used to pass Prohibition. Everyone was thinking that, oh, this is Prohibition for somebody else. The white Democrat or Southern Democrat thought, oh, this will keep them black people from drinking and voting and having any, or no, that. And then the progressives thought, oh, this will keep the poor idiots, immigrants who don't know any better for themselves from causing trouble or something like that. It's all thinking that, oh, this is helping somebody else or putting our ironclad boot down on someone else's. Right.
I just hope it doesn't take 21 years to rectify it.
Oh, hey, G. Back and forth.
Hey, G. Holy crap. Glimtech's down there, too. Hey, if one of you guys, G or Glimtech, if one of you guys wants to jump in,
you can take me.
Let me know. I can switch people out if you got something to say about anything. You know what I mean? If not, you want to hang out back there, that's cool. So, I'm sorry to coughing, too.
Inhale.
I'm bringing some of this stuff up here. Yeah.
Coughing. It's not even October. Why are you bothering with the coffins?
The coughing.
Coffins.
So,
Midnight, if you want, you can take me out. I got to get back to the video anyway, so I can post it tomorrow.
Okay, buddy. That's cool.
All right, peeps. You guys take it easy, okay?
Thanks for swinging in, man. Hey, shoot me an email, okay?
Yeah, I will. Take it easy.
Thanks, buddy.
So out in the YouTube's chat, I think Calaveras is trying to be the cool uncle. He's asking your wife if little man can go skydiving at 9. I'm assuming that's 9 years old, not 9 o'clock. I mean, 9 in the morning is awful early for a little guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's usually not up by 9. I mean, sometimes he gets up at 9. He ain't getting up. I'll tell you what, he ain't getting up at 9 tomorrow morning. This morning, unless I wake his ass up, because he was tired. Those little legs were moving today, boy.
Watch, that means he'll be up at 7.
That's fine. I mean, if he's up, he's up. We're gonna try and go get breakfast with Grandpa anyway. I was really super sick yesterday. Really, I went to a urgent care and got checked out and just sick as hell. And I wasn't sure I was going to be able to go to the park with him today. I wasn't 100% sure. So he woke up. I went in and woke him up, and he goes, "It's Grandpa Day, and we're going to the park, but you're not going." I was like, "Oh well, I think I'm actually going to try to go." He goes, "Oh, well, that's okay then." I was like, "Gee, thanks a lot."
Just for that kid, no diet beef soda for you.
Yeah. Gee, thanks a lot, kid. Thanks for allowing me to go along on your family vacation with you.
He's like, "Are you still here? Mom carried me for 9 months. You were done in 10 seconds."
Yeah, he's like, what the heck? I was, I think Matt talked about it a little bit the other day. Did you see, I don't know if you guys watched Tim Pool. I've been really listening to a lot of Tim Pool
Oh,
stuff.
that crazy guy.
Yeah, the dude that showed up at his house.
All right, sorry, that crazy person. I do not want to assume this person's
Yeah, don't
gender
assume any
identity.
genders or nothing. Yeah, you can't do any of that. Yeah, guy showed up at his house. Tim called the cops. Cops came, took the guy away, or told him to get out of there. And a little while later, Tim was doing a video, and as he was doing the video, he knocked on the damn door again. He had to call the cops. Crazy.
Well, I think it was when he called the first time, because he reading the comments and people were ragging on him for one, not having a means of self-protection, and two, having those wonderful NSA-powered Alexa lights, and that weren't turning on when he said lights on.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Turn the lights on 3 times.
And so this was like 4 a.m. He called the cops, and he was on the phone with the dispatch, and the dispatch says, well, do you see the police? Are the police there? He said, yeah, they just pulled up in front of my house.
Yeah.
Well, aren't you talking to them? No, ma'am, I'm inside my house. Apparently the guy who came to his door first said, oh, no, I'm Mr. Poole.
Yeah, I'm
Mr. Poole. So they took him in, and then like 12 hours later, the guy showed up a second time So
yeah, it's scary for sure.
G's asking Tim who.
Tim Pool.
He's a guy who puts up like little news stories like every hour and a half or so for like.
Yeah, he does like 3 a
afternoon.
day. 3 a day during the afternoon. Here, it's like early afternoon into the early evening. And then he just started 2 other channels. One is Subverse, which is just a news channel. He promotes it as an unbiased news channel. And then he actually just built a van, and he's going to go out on the road. And he's going to be doing some just meeting people and interviewing people and talking about current events, I guess, and doing like a vlog kind of thing with that, So you should dig him. G says sounds like a solid individual. I actually like him. I didn't like him when I first saw him. When I first heard the guy talk, a year ago or so, I was like, man, I don't like this dude. He's just
a little more left of center of left, a little bit more lefty than Yankee.
It was just something about his personality I didn't like right away. I don't know. But as I watched him a little bit more, I started to like him. He's fairly unbiased. I think he does a pretty good job of trying to not sway things too much. He's pretty good about saying, well, this is what I think. Maybe you think something different. I like that. I like people that are,
Or he'll say, in my opinion, and then he'll say something in, like, what's that thing he always says? But, I'm middle of the road milquetoast, or I'm trying to be middle of the road milquetoast.
Yeah. And he also is pretty pro gun. I mean, I'm not going to say he's pro.
He's not. Yeah, he's pro gun. He's not pro Second Amendment, to use Yankees criteria for defining that.
He always says he's not a gun guy, but he understands people wanting to have them for defensive purposes.
Yeah, he's definitely So I mean, that's pretty cool. And I mean, and what just happened to him? He even mentioned, he was like, oh, I don't, how would I defend myself? Something like that happens, like, holy shit, and that gets pretty real pretty quick,
Mm-hmm. Let's see. See if I can't post the link of that in
Yeah.
there for you.
He's also said that he's fired guns a few times and he's had fun when he was doing it. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, he said that he knew somebody and the person took him out and he was shooting like AR-15s and revolvers, stuff like that. He's only done it a couple times, but he said he did enjoy it when he did. It was fun shooting at the target and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean he's popular. He's over 500,000 subs.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a lot of conservative people that watch if you look at the comment section on his videos too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would. Yeah, and that's what he talks about a lot. He says that people think he's very conservative, or he's on the conservative side, and he denies it. But
He sure sounds it a lot of the time.
and that's what I was going to say. Like, you can say whatever you want, but if your views are conservative, then you're pretty, you're considered a conservative.
Yeah, he sounds like he's been quote unquote red pilled, but doesn't want to admit it, kind of.
Yeah.
You know?
The gun snaz and Jan is gay says a fig Newton, a fig Newton's is a jelly filled sandwich. No, a fig Newton is cookie and cake, or is fruit and cake.
It is, first of all, it is not a jelly sandwich because there is not a clearly defined opening on the sandwich like there is with the hot dog sandwich.
Right, it's fully enrobed.
Yes, a fig Newton is basically injected with the Newton goop around it. The dough is formed around it, then baked. Wait, extruded. That's the word I was looking for. There we go.
Jesus, now I have things to say. All right, who doesn't mind getting ditched out?
You know what? Bump me out for a bit. I'm gonna scan through the Tim stuff to get to that second.
Okay, you go play. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go do what you're gonna do. Go do your monkey business. Hey, G, glad to have you. What's up, buddy?
Hot dogs are not sandwiches.
Yeah, they are. Yep.
Yes, they are.
Are taco sandwiches?
Yes, they're flatbread sandwich.
Crispy, flat Mexican sandwiches. Yes.
No. So pancakes or syrup sandwiches?
If you fold them, yes.
If you put the sausage in between the pancakes, yeah, definitely a sandwich.
Yes. Seven Wonders says just cut the edges off, then you got a sandwich. But then it's bastardized. It's not intended to be like that. Fig Newton. Fig Newtons are good. I used to love Fig Newtons.
No, that says a lot because they're gross.
They're delicious.
How can there be seeds in a cookie? That's for like old people.
It's not a cookie. It's not a cookie. Did you ever watch the commercials when you were young? It's not a cookie. It's fruit and cake.
This is America, not Europe. If you want to go play Europe, you can go do that on the other side of the pond. Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
I'm going to red flag you because you told me to go to the other side of the pond, and that made me scared. Made me scared. This guy told me to go across the pond. I'm afraid of water. Go take his guns.
What guns? I don't own any guns.
What guns?
And he lives in Arizona. I don't know where the nearest pond is for him to have a boat.
Well, he was up visiting me just today, and we were out on the lake today, and damn, the freaking boat capsized and everything just went to the bottom, and I just hate when that happens.
They say Arizona's got more boats than Minnesota per capita. I heard that when I moved out here.
Huh.
I don't know. Might be true to me.
George says tortilla and bologna sandwich. Yeah, there you go. Gunsnot says a sandwich ain't meant to have pickles and peanut butter at the same time, but I do. What?
Peanut butter.
The gun snob, is that that's something I have a feeling that's something the gun snob would try and say.
Well, yeah, you see, you got to understand he's a little bit of the gender incapacitated there, so he thinks he's pregnant half the time. So,
and Minnesota is covered in ice over half the year, so there might be more boats in Arizona than Minnesota. I mean, who needs a boat in Minnesota when you can't get to the water anyway?
Yeah,
I'm looking it up. It's a fake. I guess it's because we got Lake Havasu and it's a really big lake, and then a lot of people have boats, you know, just to go fishing on the lakes here or whatever. But no, it's a fake.
Really pleased with that.
I was thinking maybe it was just from people like
Space here.
vacationing almost and just having them and
End up gluing it
getting rid of them.
over here.
I don't even think we're on the list.
On this leading edge, just to, so as Eric takes this out and puts
Oh,
it
we're way
back,
at the bottom. We're 30. Yeah, we're nowhere near.
bring this back. That is a small matter.
He said mom about the copyright Mad Sexy. He was like, oh, your mom's pissed off at Mad Sexy, huh? I'm about to copyright Mad Sexy. What did Mad Sexy do? I didn't see him. What did he do? What did he do? Cause trouble up there? I don't even see him. Oh, I'm on top of that. Holy shit. I might be missing all sorts of stuff. No, I'm not.
No.
Where the hell's Mad Sexy? I don't even see Mad
Well,
Sexy.
I don't see him either.
What the hell are you talking about?
The gun snaz and Jan is gay.
That's Mad Sexy.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he smells like shit, too. That might be him. Dead Horse says, I heard a huge hurricane caused by global warming is destroying America. They should nuke that hurricane, get it moving along its way.
No, it's because Donald Trump is just prejudiced and he's anti-everything, so he just went out there and willed it to happen.
Yeah, he should just nuke that damn hurricane.
He's not anti-hurricane, though. Have you seen the pictures of that thing from space? It's completely white.
Well, I don't know. He did want to yeet the hurricane.
Just tell Swallow that hurricane's got guns and he'll nuke it.
Yeah, tell him it's got a ghost gun or two floating around up in there. They'll want to drop some nukes on it and send it on its way. Send it packing.
Yes, Trump was the chosen one. He ran out there and by the power of Trump, I command you. And poof, there it was.
Big matter is that this guitar now has a home, and we've done all the interior.
Who you listening to, G?
So I got stuck on that guy from Mythbusters, right? That one of the dudes from Mythbusters has a show on YouTube where he just goes around like showing off what's in his fancy workshop.
It's Adam.
Oh, Adam Savage. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like 1,000 different names for these little series, but
Yeah, he's made like Star Wars guns and stuff out of like stuff he just had laying around his shop and whatnot. On some of those, it's actually pretty cool stuff sometimes.
The first thing that those guys ever did together was like a Sprite. I think it was a Sprite commercial. They said, and it was like a Sprite commercial where the soda machine was like had like tank treads on it, and it was driving around on the beach or something, and it would shoot Sprite cans out at people. That was the first thing that they got contracted to do as a group, like the two of them together, and they built that thing, and that's where it all started. Built like
you can rent these things at like Home Depot that have like little tiny tank treads on them, and I don't know what they're for. Maybe they're like augers or something, but you know, it's like where like one of the machine is big enough that you know it needs to be heavy to be able to dig or something, or like them trench builders. You can get them little treads sometimes. So you rent one of those and take the machine part off of it, and then weld it to a soda machine and stick an air cannon in there. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, they've done a lot of neat shit.
You could do it with one of them AR-15 cannons. Hook that up
Yeah.
to like a Gatling gun feed mechanism. To a 50-round drum of blanks. 2 of those things or 4 of those things.
There you go.
Mountain Dews and Diet Beef soda cans. Do they make it in cans?
I think so, yeah.
Sometimes those particles are bigger than the mouth of a can, so.
Gunsnob says, "How about Jesse Combs getting killed?" Speaking of MythBusters, who's Jesse Combs?
She's the one that replaced Carrie when she was out pregnant.
Oh yeah, I don't remember seeing her. I don't remember.
Blonde,
Maybe I might know her to see her.
and
What happened with her?
I don't know.
That's the problem. Is there's anybody else?
Did she know the Clintons or what?
I was just going to ask the same thing.
Look it up. Oh yeah, I've seen her. Oh, she died in a car crash. Oh, that's her? I did hear about that. She was trying to set the women's world land speed record or something.
Yeah, she was all into cars and stuff too. 'Cause she used to be on one of the shows on the Power Block on what was it, TNN, and then Spike TV. She actually was a mechanic by trade, if I remember right.
Yeah. The crash occurred as Combs was piloting her jet-powered land speed car on the Alvord Desert, a dry lake bed where several land speed records have been set. The crash happened shortly after 4 p.m. local time. Combs held the title of fastest woman on 4 wheels after setting a record of 398 mile per hour in her jet-powered Hoop-a-Joop in 2013. More recently, she had piloted that same car to 483.227 miles an hour in a single shakedown run in October of 18. Wow. Let's see what happened. Doesn't really say what happened other than the car crashed. Yeah, I did recognize her when I saw her. I wouldn't have guessed it was from MythBusters, though. I just remember seeing her.
Oh, that redhead girl from MythBusters?
No, it was the girl that replaced her while that chick was on maternity leave, I guess.
Oh.
The redhead chick's name was Carrie something. Carrie, I don't remember. Yeah, this was a blonde. Apparently, this is the blonde chick that sort of filled in for her on that show, but she did other shows too. Calavera said she was going for 600 miles an hour. Good God.
You know, I don't want to say nothing, but that's why I never drive the van over 550.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially if you haven't had like an alignment done in a while,
or a Red Bull, or like a Mountain Monster.
Yeah. Do you just dump those straight into the gas tank and the thing takes off like a son of a bitch, or what?
You just got to drink one before you get about 300. You like to drink a Monster. Keep up.
When you get to 300, just to hit the old monster boost.
Yeah, you got to hit the monster boost there so you can,
you get
so you have your reflexes there to handle it.
Yeah, exactly. It's about 4 times faster, so you got to have some extra reflexes.
There's a patch for you. You got to get one of your old van patches and paint it with the Monster logo across the side with some fire shooting out the back, and it says Monster Boost on the bottom. There's a Monster Boost patch. Be good. I'll buy one. I had an interesting thought the other day. They were, I was listening to something. I don't know if it was one of Tim Pool's videos or not, where they were talking about Google. Now, I don't know if this was a rumor or if this was just somebody's, him saying like, what if, what if. And it was, what if you could turn the algorithm off on YouTube for when you're searching stuff, or when you're viewing YouTube, when you're watching YouTube? What if you had a switch that could turn the algorithm off? Would you do that, or would you not do that? Would you do it because then you don't get so much BS and you get more stuff that you like? Or would you?
You can go incognito, right? Isn't that going incognito?
No, because it's the algorithm brings information to you. I mean, I'm thinking about it in that way. So would you turn the algorithm off so that it was just like more generic and the stuff that you're going to like, and you search stuff out and it doesn't prompt you to go anywhere? Or does that make it boring and you don't find any of the cool, goofy stuff that you never, ever, ever in a million years would have searched for, but it popped up and you clicked on it and you're like, this is awesome. This is really cool. What do you think? People bitch about the algorithm all the time and how it sucks, but would you really want to get rid of it?
Yes.
Yeah, really? Okay. Why?
Because people have favorites. People can. That was great when the internet was what seemed infinitely big and growing, and people were dumb and unfamiliar with it. But now one side of that's changed. People understand the internet. So an enhanced bookmark, a more community-oriented bookmark, like a shared bookmark or a shared, what would you call it, like list of links, things like that could pervade things like, what is that other thing besides Craigslist where people actually, Angie's List, and then like the Uber ratings and stuff, like all that stuff could be models instead of one company watching everything and then watching so many people that it really can attempt to, well, I don't know if they say they attempt to assume or attempt to guess what you're going to want next based off of like 600 people who like what you like, or if they say, well, we'd rather you like this over here, and based off of 18 other times we tried to get somebody like you to like this instead, it took us 3 steps. So now we ask you this, and then we ask you this, and then we ask you this, and then we quit giving you the other choices, and you choose this over nothing. So how do we know that's not happening? Now, we wouldn't know it the other way around either, but it would be much tougher for a whole bunch of people to be in collaboration to screw everybody over than just one company who can make a decision and no one ever really even knows about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you can go into incognito and you're not having anything go back and forth, right? That's like turning off your cookies.
I've heard of that, but I don't know what it entails. I don't know what that does. If that turns off, or what that what that gets rid of when you do that. I don't know anything about it.
Need an expert.
I ain't no expert. I'm not an expert on nothing. I just think you think back to all the rabbit holes you go down and all the cool stuff you find because it prompts you to, oh, you like this, so you'll probably like this, and you click on it, and you're like, and you do, and it's like, oh, this is awesome. A lot of that would be.
Remember back in the olden days, maybe you don't. I don't know how would you, if you went to a record store or if you went to a dirt bike store, you went to a skateboard shop. That's how you figured out what was going on, because everybody would hang out there and things
Right.
would get heard about, and like say a magazine or a zine, somebody just print out a piece of paper with something and then it'd be raw. Like that was the way information or trends or whatever social stuff got around back in the day.
Yeah, that's true.
And they hated that stuff back then, right? Because they'd want you to be reading the national magazine or the big magazine so that they could control what the trends were or whatever.
Right.
Like skateboarding is such a cool thing because it caught off without nobody sat down and said, let's make skateboards a thing. Whenever they tried, they failed. Skateboard happened in spite of all that.
It's true. Turns it into more of a grassroots operation. Instead of Big Brother. Instead of Big Brother telling you what you want, what they think you want to know. Calaveras says we keep throwing gasoline. Yeah, be careful. You end up like that guy in that video. Dumps gasoline on the fire and lights up his whole damn yard. Like you didn't see that coming, huh?
Or Kinky last night on that show that Nice Break did after Sarge, where he kept giving us song requests, so we just kept on singing.
I didn't. Yeah, I missed all that.
Oh, your wife was there, and she had us sing "You Lost That Love and Feeling" for her. And now she wants us to do it again.
Oh, well, go ahead. You guys have a good time.
No, I'm not doing that. that was a one night thing. Sorry, Mia. Besides, we don't got the whole band here. Snob's not in here.
Yeah, he's out there being lazy. Son of a bitch.
Damn, there goes our.
I'll go back to the back room so you guys can sing.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you want that, G. Honestly.
Well, I'll duck out since y'all start singing. I'm gonna duck out the back.
Right out the back door. Choop.
I'm out of here.
I don't know. What else? What got talked about today on Matt's and Yankee show? Anything? Yankee pissed at anybody?
Tomorrow's the last gun rights or the last or second matters before the gun rights policy conference, which would be the last gun rights policy conference before election in 2020. And that's the last election cycle that the boomers will have any influence over 26% at the most, depending on how much they vote and how long they live. They'll be at 26% at the most in 2020 and something significantly less than that after. We don't show up on the numbers really. Like we're 14% or something like that. We can't swing nothing. And then the youngins show up. So I think that's something. We'll start seeing a swing in advocacy, I believe.
Ape is knocking out there. What's going on, Ape? You want in? What do you want? You got some good conversation?
He's just an ape banging on the wall.
And he spelled something Noep. I don't know what that means.
This is like Christmas time for gorillas, so that's like their Noel. He's singing.
There you go. Hashtag Patchwell.
Yeah.
Erstwhile, that's a new name. How you doing?
For Christmas, do monkeys and apes decorate banana trees?
That's a good question. That's a real good question.
Probably. Instead of snow, they use coconut flakes.
Yeah.
Ah. He says, yo, mama rich. No, she's not. My mama's not rich.
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, man. We got 23 watching. I don't have many topics for today. Talked about. Gee, did you see that? We talked about it before you came in, that retired Marine that got red flagged in Oregon for making some statements about Antifa, how he would slaughter them in a fight if they started something with him. And he got red flagged.
Only heard of it, but free speech and all that, and now you add consequences for, I guess, whoever gets flagged. No consequences for whoever does the flagging.
Right.
So what's the, who cares what actually comes to bear with police and everything involved? Like, what does that mean for individual freedom when people are afraid to speak anymore. Like the idea is that, oh, if I speak, I could be detained. Am I allowed to say that?
Right.
And then, so who cares if no one goes to jail? You create an environment where you're stifled. So the people who are trying to oppress aren't stifled. In fact, they're bullying and they're successful, right? They're not supposed to bully, but they've just bullied. They've said, if you talk about guns, we're going to take them from you.
Yeah. The court of public opinion
In this case,
stronger and stronger.
This guy was saying a lot more than, like, I own guns. But, I mean, again, what do we expect? There's people say things, and he's a guy who was not just out like, I'm going to go stand on a corner and say these things. He was at a rally confronting people who were causing a big ruckus or something, I'm guessing, right? That'd be some situation there.
Yeah, it was up in Portland, Oregon.
It's not like the guy just decided, it's Thursday afternoon, I'm going to get up in a public square and start ranting and threatening or anything. He was in a heat of discussion / argument / something with someone, right? At a rally or something. Like,
I'm not sure. Tell you the truth, I don't remember if it even said where he was when he made the statements. If he said them or made them online or what. I'm not.
Just the way the statements that he made just doesn't seem like the kind of thing anybody in their right mind is going to just like, hey, excuse me, I have this to say, like just out of nowhere.
Right. Right. Budget says stifling resistance is the entire point. Yeah, it's a very controlling mindset out there right now. Calaveras says he was a speaker at an anti-Antifa rally. So did he say that while he was up on stage or on a podium or whatever? See that getting him into some trouble. Be careful what you say. It's scary. I don't think so. Gun snob's gonna stifle his way to say, okay, goodbye, sweet trifling.
Yeah, stifle yourself, gun snob.
Yeah, go stifle yourself. Stifle your rifle. He's got shilling to do tomorrow.
Yeah, he was doing some shilling already earlier.
If the gun snob was a baseball player, he'd be a pitcher like Kurt Schilling.
Oh, he's got to get them Fig Newtons, man.
If he was a hero to the people, be Robin Hood, so he could get them shillings.
Mm. He's like that picture in that old Looney Tunes cartoon that was the elephant, but instead of peanuts, he works for Fig Newtons.
Fire that pig skin. That was Varsity Blues, not that. Screw you all and good night. He's like the worst Santa Claus ever.
Yeah, I know, right?
Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donder and Blitzen. Screw you all and good night. Get bent. Takes off and flies back to the North Pole.
No, he would never make it. He's sitting there with a 308 shooting the deer as it's flying.
Ooh. It's no bueno. That's no good. I don't know. If we don't have much more, we'll probably call it pretty soon here. I'm exhausted. And then who's on tomorrow night? I did have Gun Channels pulled up. Let me pull up Gun Channel and see what's listed for tomorrow. Hey, where'd the Gun Channels go? Damn it. Let's see.
You're working tomorrow?
No, I'm off actually. We're closed. Yeah, it's first It's the first week with 2 days off in it in a long, long time. So tomorrow, Polite Society podcast, if they're having it.
Don't you pay a monkey for this? I can jump out.
Oh, it's okay. He's probably out there. He's probably out there playing with his banana anyway. MOA Monday, 8 o'clock, Clover Tech. Locked and Loaded, Hawaii Volcano Squad, 8 p.m. Trigger Warning 2A. That's the one you've been talking about, G, how much you like them, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be on tomorrow because of the holiday, but they're awesome.
Yeah, 9 p.m. And these are all in the good time zones, like the Eastern. They're real, the stuff that makes sense.
I set them all to Eastern time zones.
Oh, so the time zone that doesn't really exist, but they think it does.
Intentionally Left Blank is tomorrow night with Angelina and Frankie. I forgot about that one. And then Ellis.
Eastern time zone was so good, then wouldn't it be called the time zone? And then there'd be the Western time zone and then the far West. And then we'd be out here in like the far West time zone. Wouldn't it just be like that?
Well, we're the Eastern Standard Time. We are the standard. So.
No, it's still daylight saving time right now.
Save all you want.
Eastern daylight time.
If we'll see what happens tomorrow. I could because Ellis definitely isn't going to be. He won't be going live yet. I don't know what's going on with him. I see him every now and again, not all that often. So maybe tomorrow night I'll do another couple hours or something. If it works out. We got another long day tomorrow. We're gonna go try and see some more family. Maybe get to shoot tomorrow. Maybe. If all goes well.
Maybe you can get the gun stream up and running.
Yeah, actually, that's what I should do. Is I should email Night Strike and have him. He said he was going to do it. Did he do a video today? He said he was going to do a video.
Yeah, he did.
He said he was going to be in Vegas. He said he'd be in Vegas most of this week, and then he's going to Florida.
I know he's going to be here in Arizona.
Yeah, he'll be. He said he'll be back in 20 days or so.
20, yeah.
He said after Florida, he's going up to New York for some restaurant, and then he said he's going to Phoenix.
Yeah, I think he's down here for the policy coalition on the 19th, 20th, and 21st because I plan on going to see him.
The wife is telling me to.
He said that it's nice that gun thing coincides, but he's going to Phoenix for the Scottsdale car auction. He's buying himself a fancy car now.
There you go.
Yeah. Since he got the money, he's got the down money for it now.
Yep.
What gun did Seven Wonders buy? She says look up the gun that Seven Wonders bought, but I don't know what he bought, so I can't look it up. What did he buy? Hey, I didn't even see the chat. I wasn't able to see the chat while I was looking at the gun channel's schedule. So you guys are all asking stuff out there, getting all bent out of shape. I wasn't even seeing the chat.
Yeah, H-Mac do his job.
all friggin' wound up over there.
Well, he's calling you every name in the book over there in the internal chat.
Anyway. Yeah, he's using some angry words. Here, we'll do this. All right, what's your problem now?
You, sir, have violated our vocal contract and now owe me in excess of $350 for taking work that was equally mine.
Your vocal contract right here.
Do you have any witnesses to this contract, sir?
Exactly.
I seen it. I was there.
Mhm.
G didn't see nothing.
It's exactly as the monkey described it.
G saw everything. Matter of fact, Mello saw everything too. And are you calling that lovely little fluff ball a liar? Do you hate dogs?
That little puppy went over and seen her and bulldog puppy friend today.
Oh yeah, there you go. Seven Wonders, are you still out there?
No, he's out there, all right. I
They're
don't know if he's in the chat, but he's out there.
they're all bitching about this gun that he bought, and I don't know.
No, you didn't hear what I said. I said he's out there. I don't know if he's still out there in the YouTube chat, but he's out there.
Oh yeah. Oh, he bought an Italian-made Beretta Cheetah in 32 ACP. Oh yeah, like one little tiny, looks like a little tiny 92 kind of, right?
Not like the little flip barrel like I've got. It's the kind of like the medium-sized one. I think Classic just got them in. Because a much more effective Beretta shell than the Snob Gun. Mac has had it on his channel or did a video on it last week.
Yeah, the Beretta 81 is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Well, Seven, if you're looking for a Beretta 380 Cheetah, why don't you get together with your bestest buddy in the whole West Coast Yankee, and I'm sure he'll buy it out from under you.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dead Horse has it right there with today's technology. 32 ACP is just as effective as 9mm auto.
Everybody says that about everything.
Yeah.
Look at how it says 32 in it, right? And then 9 only has one digit. So how the hell could 32 not be way bigger than stupid 9?
Yeah, but I already have a 380, and that's the most powerful semi-auto because it's 380.
Yeah, exactly.
Not 32.
About 500.
That's not enough pistol.
Not
That's a revolver.
Oh yeah. So, what'd you pay for yours out there, Seven? They're running 180 to 250. Free shipping.
Mrs. Seven scoping out the chat, dear Seven.
With the 500, if you actually do the math properly, you drop 2 zeros, it's only a 5.
Nah, they've got both zeros etched on the side of the gun, just like the 460.
That's just because they can't math properly.
No, because that's the number. 460 is a number that's smaller than 500, but bigger than 380. But we're talking revolvers and we're talking autos.
Still doesn't prove that Smith & Wesson can't number properly or math properly.
Look, I've got one right here that says 5906. Therefore, it has to be the mostest powerfulest pistol. This says 5906.
Well, based on your logic, then a 410 shotgun ought to be a hell of a lot more powerful than a 12 gauge.
It's like 4 times.
Yeah.
So he paid $230 plus 25 for the pick of the litter. He had to actually dig it out of a cat box. So that's tough. That's a lot.
Seven, did you steal that from Black Cat? I mean, come on, man.
I
ain't
would
cool.
say if you have to dig it out of a cat box, you probably overpaid if you paid $255.
Or was the $25 a service fee for you not having to actually physically pick it out? Kind of like it's like at the lobster restaurants. You just go, I up against the glass and go, I want that one.
Mm-hmm. And they just dig around and grab whatever one they want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then they put the knife through the head, and you can't have that conversation you're wanting to have with that lobster.
That's a cool little toy, for sure. Never shot a I don't think I've ever really even seen a 32 ACP. The hold one.
The gun or the cartridge?
Either.
That's kind of a little... It's one of those weird kind of transition cartridges. It's got like a little bit of a rim like a 38 does, but it's more rebated and has the extractor groove for semi-auto. Because when our Lord and Savior John Moses Browning came up with a 32 auto, there was still a market for using it in revolvers, so they kind of made it a hybrid cartridge.
Yeah. Semi-range cartridge.
Oh, Seven's
I did not know
defending his choice by saying cat litter totally protects it from rust, pee, and pee smell. No, pee contains ammonia, and ammonia is a strong oxidizer.
Yeah, it's going to have to do the exact opposite.
All right. I am fading fast here, so we're gonna close it down tonight. Save a little bit of energy, hopefully for tomorrow. We'll do a little show tomorrow.
Who's going live after this?
I don't know. Anybody? It's only 1:30 here in the the real time zone.
10:30 out here where it's normal.
So you're telling us it's normal for it to be 140 in the shade during the day?
It's kind of like talking to somebody that lives in the past. It's like one of those movies where like Keanu Reeves opens up his mailbox and there's mail from like the future or some shit.
Oh, you're talking about that new one about the girl who gets murdered and calls back in time?
Nah, this movie came out years ago. I don't know. It might not have had
Wasn't
Keanu
a
Reeves in it.
Notebook or Letters or some? It had like a kind of a chick flick, like one word name to it, I think.
Wasn't it Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock or something?
Could have been. That was Speed, though.
That's an odd bit. No,
Yeah.
Yeah, who the hell was it that was the female lead in that? I know what movie you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it either.
George Cortez is saying the Lake Hughes.
I was gonna say it's funny. Yeah, I was thinking something about a lake, but I couldn't remember. Yeah, Lake House. That's probably it then. So there you go. Go watch that movie if you want to talk to yourself in the past or email yourself in the future or something. I don't know.
Or if you just want to watch a good movie, go watch Fury. Again.
Yeah, Fury. Yeah, Fury's. Yeah, that's a cool flick for sure. That's a cool flick. So, anybody have anything to plug? Anybody doing anything tomorrow?
Sandra Bullock Lake House. The house was literally on the lake. Yeah.
So it was Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock in that?
According to 9mm, Sandra Bullock, the lake house, the house was literally on the lake.
Well, that's why they call it a lake
now,
house.
Netflutter is saying Sweet November. Now, are you guys just throwing out chick flick names, or are you actually like doing your due diligence? I mean, come on, this is not CNN here. We just don't post shit and then later retract it at 3 a.m.
Let's just ignore Netflutter because George is saying Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves as well. So I think the two of them got it right, and I don't know what Netflutter was talking
about. It's all right. If you guys don't have anything, you got anything going on tomorrow? Anything to plug? Anything cool happening? Every second matters tomorrow?
Every second matters. You know, just talking about the Second Amendment.
You know.
Yeah, just
talking about them 2 A's.
Mm-hmm. Both A's.
Don't forget, September 24th and 25th. Harrisburg State Capitol. A couple of rallies. One on Tuesday, one on Wednesday.
Did you just point a finger at us like a gun?
It was like a shotgun.
Oh dear God. Dear God. Call the red flag squad.
That could have been a double barrel firearm.
That could have been oh dear sweet God. That's not a double barrel. That's a pentabarrel. He's in the grasp of Satan.
He's weapon Anderson didn't even safety check it.
It's like one of them duck guns. What do they call them? Duck guns, right? Where they're like the 4-barrel.
Yeah, duck bill.
Number one, this is the duck chat, so that's pretty inappropriate.
And I picked
next to Gary. That's inappropriate.
Because it was the duck chat, I picked my duck hat.
That duck doesn't
Do
even
you
come
cap?
out.
I know he's white trash. He's white trash, regular old white trash
Despicable.
Fickle.
duck. Jorge George says he pointed a finger at. Point to pew pew pew
Pew
pew pew pew.
Hold on. We gotta do this right. Okay, let's get this right. Right about there. Okay. There, George. Now it's me. It's midnight on a steak.
Oh.
Now you see here we have delicious chocolate, succulent strawberry, and then just plain Jane white with sprinkles. So.
Mm-hmm.
We got the puppy, we've got the tactical penguin, and of course, a glow-in-the-dark every second matters.
Seven Wonder says, I actually had a security officer quit on the spot when a student finger gunned him. It's not called finger gunning.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Now, was that before or after he said, I'm going to the principal?
Was
Gonna
that
finger
security
gun,
gun
gun every night? Gun. Every second matters. There's the Giz. Right there. There it is. I have that one too. I like that one a lot. The one that looks like it looks like the back of your, like the tag on your jeans or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's that leather color. It's cool.
That leatherette color.
It was supposed to be tan.
Whatever.
Well, I got an orange one. Or, no, that's the same color as Giz.
I like it. I like it more than tan. Like, I don't think tan would be as good. I like that like leather color better than what I think of when I think of tan. Or coyote or flat dark earth or desert or whatever the company of the day calls it. All right.
Brown.
Yeah.
Brown.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. I don't think you guys have anything super important to go over. If you do, stop me. But let's get some sleep. I got to get up early. And then if all goes well, I'll try and open up something tomorrow night for Every Second Matters late night chat. All right.
I don't have anything to say.
Okay.
No, it's not a spoon. It's a back scratcher.
Back scratcher. Back scratcher.
G just wanted to say that he doesn't have anything to say.
Take somebody new to the range tomorrow. Introduce the firearms.
The wife is saying, is Gary's patch on a spoon? No, it's a back scratcher.
Back scratcher.
Back scratcher. Actually, more of a fork.
It's more of an extendo fork.
Right. It's a tactical fork.
Are you sure that's Mike?
I think, Giz, are you trying to talk or are you just mouthing the words?
It is a telescoping tactical.
Hey, I like that. Where'd you pick that up at? I think get me one of those.
I don't know.
I feel like whenever there's like some sort of a crazy photo op, people should stand in the background with those.
You've heard of selfie sticks. This is an Every Second Matters-y stick.
There you
go. Put it right in people's face. Every second matters.
Poking people in the forehead with it. Boink, 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 boink.
You could use that as a big ink stamper.
We're in the outskirts of the Bible Belt down here in Arizona, so we don't get Spencers.
We can make those things backwards, and then you could just run them over a stamp thing, like Rich saying, and then you could walk up and smack people like a fly swatter, and then it'd be like leaving a tattoo on them.
Oh, sorry, man. There's like this huge bee here. I just had to get it for you.
Perfect. Ape, you want to take us out?
I keep trying, but this pokey stick ain't going where it needs to go. So
pokey stick.
It looked like the worst lollipop ever.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Midnight's a lolly. I think he's more of a meaty.
He's the prototype for Jose Jalapeno
on his steak. All right,
hold on.
On his steak. Ladies, gentlemen, and Jonases of all ages, thank you for watching Midnight Range TM's The Closer. Be sure to check out GunChannels.com for more Pro 2A content. GunChannels.com is a community focused on firearms built for shooters by shooters for conversations generally in the same area as this one. This concludes our regularly scheduled programming, but we'll be back sometime tomorrow with the early watch and a couple of open lobbies. Midnight already stole my thunder for this, so we'll just keep on chilling. Every weeknight at midnight Eastern, it's the Daily Gun Show. Also, check out GunTube.org as a free and unrestricted Pro2A video platform and soon to be and in beta testing live streaming platform. If you like what you see, go over to Patreon, throw them a couple bucks a month. For cooling unique swag like you see on this evil rage-inducing patch panel, please go over to gearwebsites.com. And remember, a Slim Jim is candy, a hot dog is a sandwich, and never eat fudge from a place called Uranus.
Unless you're sure that you're going to like the fudge.
Or unless your name is Snob, in which case, go to it.
That's true. Yeah, unknown user. That'll happen.
Just don't know how to follow that one up.
The snack bar is about to close. All right,
I
guys.
thought we had all the snack bar.
Thanks for watching. Sorry we came on a little bit late, but I did want to do a show. I didn't want to leave everybody hanging, so tried to do my best. And I'm going to get some sleep. Try and do it again tomorrow. So, guys, watch out for the links. We'll get in here and we'll try and have a little bit of fun. All right. Thanks a lot. See you next time.
There, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and
see you guys.
See ya.
Good luck being Fridge.